Oh.
We've been muted this whole time. Thank you, Elstragoon.
Thank you. He didn't guess much there.
Oh, right.
No, I was gonna say, like, ZQuil doesn't make me feel... I don't know if I'm getting restful sleep, but my eyes are closed for a time.
I mean, what's really the difference, right?
Sound like Cypher in the Matrix when he wants to go back in the steak dinner world.
Oh, right, where he's like, I know that this thing is fake.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck.
I mean, yeah, though, that's kind of... Not to, like, side... I don't side with the villain often, but I don't know. I kind of get it. Like,
It's tough out there.
well, right. I mean, like, it's not like anybody's eating steak in the real world. Even, like, the leaders of Zion are still eating the same, like, paste, like, nutrient paste stuff.
I know we have brought this up before, but the fact that there is not like a dedicated Matrix TTRPG is like egregious.
It is wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absurd. It's like how they waited until like they still don't have a Harry Potter MMORPG when Harry Potter was popular during the height of MMORPGs.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like capitalism overlooked something, which is rare. Like,
Aren't they building one now, though? I feel like I remember something about, like, an open world Harry Potter RPG or something like that.
They're making an open world RPG. It's next year, but it's not. I mean, it's too little, too late. Don't get me started.
Oh no! I mean, don't get me fucking wrong. I mean, like, I'm not excited about anything Harry Potter related right now.
Playing a game, but
Yeah,
I just want to be a wizard. They took it away from. I don't know.
yeah. We can't have any.
So-
Welcome to 2022, where we can't have anything nice.
You got us.
Got us. We're still going strong, doing the exact same thing.
Okay, so I have a gift for you.
Oh, okay. Give me gift.
Okay.
Gift giving now, please.
I would like you to go down to Caravan and then
Okay.
Company Store.
All right. Caravan store. Okay. Yeah, looking
I
at
made
it
one
now.
fancy tables.
Say what?
I made one of your fancy tables.
You did? Where? Oh, you did. Oh, you have a whole nother thing down here. Okay, hang on.
I even put the header in on the correct header line.
You did. Hang on. I had a company store thing already made. No, it's good. No, I'm sorry, Corey. It's gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's lovely. It's wonderful.
Praise me or I'm going to start deleting shit.
Okay, sick. So let me have a look here. Okay,
It's
cool.
pretty cool stuff, like scales up in like effectiveness or like what you could do with it. I think like kind of broad enough where you could have like a lot of Home Alone hijinks with it.
Yeah.
Bribing people, things like that. So I don't know. Yeah. So,
Okay, sick. Love it.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this, because the table that I already have up here for company store, like for each of these items, it would include stuff like die type and school. It includes duration, damage, target, effect. Are you wanting to have that for all of these things, or are you wanting to just keep it very loose and just be like, this is what it is, like use it how you want, GM fiat?
define some things, at least school and like
Okay.
maybe basic effect.
Okay.
Obviously, some of these like aren't going to have range and things like that. But like I don't know. It was just something to get started with, and we could
Absolutely.
just throw on some basic stuff for the playtest.
Absolutely.
I don't think we need to get too. Here's the thing. It is sort of one of those things where it's like the idea of it is that like come up with a creative solution. So boxing in too much might like throw against that. I don't know, but I think like getting ahead of myself, like yeah, we can put in some basic stats for them and then.
Okay, sick. Cool. No, I'm very into that idea. And honestly, I mean, it's kind of what you said. You know, for a lot of the attributes that we have on the existing table, most of these are just going to be like NA. Like, what's the range on herbs? It's NA. The answer is NA.
I think effect or description might be useful. Actually, description is probably going to be very useful.
Yeah.
And like maybe we could put in a section of possible uses for things, yada yada. I don't know if we had talked about this. Since these are going to be like our resource die, have we talked about the idea of like making these or not making these critable? Like,
Yeah, no, so we have, and I don't know if we ever reached a consensus on it.
Yeah.
I know that my position on it is that I feel like our crit system has kind of solved itself already. In that if you crit on a D4, it just explodes and you roll it again. So it's not like a super overpowered mechanic. So I personally don't have a huge problem with the idea that these things explode. But I don't know. I'm interested to get your thoughts on that. Elstragoon, thank you for stopping by at the very least. If we see you again tonight, we'll love to have you in. So Elstragoon has left us, which means that at the end of this stream, we're going to raid somebody else's stream with zero followers. It's just us.
Eat it, old man. So I don't know. I don't have a personal. I mean, like I can see an argument for both. Really, it's. I think it's a matter of like how zany the game's going to get. Honestly, like just like having played Savage Worlds, which uses like a constant if we do not have if we have limited explosions in that you explode once and that's it, yeah. I think having explosions on the items is fine. If we don't have limited explosions, they just keep exploding, then I think maybe caravan resources can explode.
Okay. For me personally, I like the idea more of unlimited explosions based on the difficulty levels sure. TDVs that we have set. So in my opinion, then that's fine. Caravan resources can't explode. Let's play test that and we'll see how that goes.
Difficult to like do online with a VTT, but then again, that is another thing that we could solve with a CSS character sheet, like roll caravan resource like button.
Yeah,
kind
very
of thing.
True.
So you know, it's ideas are floating. I'm actually I don't know. For the purposes of playtesting, do you think it's easier to go big and walk back, or go small and then add more?
So definitely my general tendency is start small and then expand.
Okay.
So that would be my general instinct.
Then we will do unlimited explosions with what do you call it? Non-exploding resource die.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, sick. Cool. Well, thank you, man. This table looks awesome.
No problem. I figured I'd pull my fucking weight for once.
Yeah, for once. You never do anything. God. I'm just over here. I'm pulling the whole thing, the whole project by myself. It's just exhausting.
I mean, it feels like you have been.
Nah. It's just been a we go back and forth as to who's doing the most work every week, and the last couple of weeks have been me. But what was I gonna say here?
Yeah, I got a lot of work coming down the pipe here soon, or that's the plan anyways.
Yeah, so I don't know if we have shown any of Corey's new sketches, but he's gotten to work on some of the provinces and a couple more species, and the new drawings are fucking exciting. Like, it's very cool everything that we make in this game, because everything is like we're planting more and more flags on like what things are and specifically the thing that's been catching my interest is like what things look like. Because I don't know, I don't think in visual terms that way. I don't think about like what people's clothes look like. I don't think about what houses or settlements look like. I just they are there, you know?
Sure.
And like, yeah, seeing some of like the artwork that you've been doing recently, that is very exciting to see that aspect of Eva getting fleshed out.
We do. Let's talk. What do we need to do? We need to talk basic combat actions, and we need to talk elements of the character and caravan sheet.
Yeah.
Let's do combat actions, and let's not get hung up on them. Let's do them like.
For sure. So
Yeah.
I actually did a little bit of this already.
Yep.
So if you go under combat, the next one down is combat moves. I have done basically like what I think is just kind of the general, just kind of the general rundown of them. I haven't defined anything yet. But these are the combat moves, at least as I understand the game to be currently.
So, and this is what I wanted to like. So I think we should expand them, and I think we should get more specific with things because we are removing feats. This is instead the like actions that everyone can take, and we have a big opportunity here because something we noticed during playtest was that things weren't mobile. We wanted things to be moving. We wanted things to be like very Indiana Jones and fluid and moving. And because we didn't have these combat actions, which I think we should still keep like to 1 or 2 pages, just like a brief, like you throw it in front of everyone on the table, everyone can look at it, yada yada, with brief descriptions, explanation, and an action point cost. But we have the opportunity here to make things very, very mobile.
Okay.
And I think we should lean into that. So
yeah. No, so you've brought this up a couple of times. I am very into this, obviously. I mean, the idea of making games mobile. Oh, put it in alphabetical if you could. That's what I'm doing with it so far. But the idea of making things like super mobile is very exciting to me. It definitely fits with the original vision I think that we both had for Vault Peddlers, was that like there's encounters in this game. There's not necessarily a ton of combat, right? I am curious what ideas you have to make the game more mobile and to encourage that kind of Indiana Jones feel.
So I think like we need to first focus on combat actions with movement, and that's what we should prioritize.
Okay.
So what we do have is what I just wrote in: charge. We have just basic movement. We have slide and sprint. Those are all great actions. I like the idea of like sliding being different from sprinting. Having different mechanical effects, and I like the idea that like the end result of this effect is you do something cool, and that encourages people to take these moves over moves like Bolster, which we were both very excited about.
Yeah.
But Bolster doesn't like increase mobility.
Yeah,
so
it's
if we
very
can take
static.
right. So if we can take those ideas like Bolster and apply them to movement, I think then we're gonna have a lot of fun. I think we could do something like what is it? A B C D E F G H. Don't make fun of me. Repel. That could be fun. Moving verticality. We can have a leap in there.
Okay.
Tackle. tackle could be fun.
Okay, yeah, tackle. I was gonna ask if you wanted to do grapple instead, but
But grapple's kind of stationary, right? That's how that feels to me.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, tackle is
Yeah.
definitely more of a mobile action.
Yeah, you're like spearing somebody. Do a fucking gainer.
Yeah,
Can you put
do a belly flop on the on the list?
I can write. Does that work for you?
Love it. Let's see here.
And this is like a question. Should he have things that are like, well, we already have like repel, which implies like the idea of verticality. So I guess we could have things that are specific to certain things. So we could have, oh, I had one in my head and I just lost it. Damn it. But somersault, I am gonna put on there.
Hell yeah.
I guess you could just do roll.
Action roll. Let's see here. So the other thing that I want to give players the option to do is one of the reasons I think that they didn't move was because they didn't have the knowledge necessary to make that call. So what would you think about like scan as an option?
Yeah, love that.
Okay, cool. My only concern is that I do worry that that is going to tread onto, I think we have battle scan as a reckoner province skill.
But like heightened, right? Like battle scan would be very heightened things. Basic scan will just keep lower than that.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, just basically it's definitely in how we write the mechanics of scan. Like if it's just like this gives you like the general challenge rating or something to that effect, then like that leaves room for battle scan to have like a whole bunch more stuff.
Parry, we can have dodge.
Okay.
We could have like I spelled that wrong. But that's not how I meant it. How do I do like a feint?
Oh, it's
It's French.
I think it's that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Hang on. Feint. A deceptive or pretended blow. Feint.
Yep.
Cool.
Holster, charge, and then we could just do like, what would be like if you're hitting somebody on the move, like, quick attack. Quick attack's a Pokemon thing. So
hitting somebody on like a hit and run, you mean?
Hit and run. Yes, I gotta love that. And maybe we can get rid of some of these, but we're just brainstorming right now.
Yeah, for sure.
We should probably get a hide action in there. And we can have climb.
Yeah, climb actually works really well. Okay.
There.
Oh, aim. That's an interesting one.
There we go. I think these are pretty highly mobile. Like, these will keep the game, like, crack-a-lacking.
Okay. All right, so let's just really quick go through these and just see what we can find as far as overlap. Because there's definitely, I mean, there's some that like obviously overlap, but I think that maybe they don't if you distinguish them enough.
Sure.
The obvious ones are like move is gonna generally cover anything involving movement. So we definitely need to determine what the difference is there.
Moving your basic step allotment, I think that all of these other actions are going to add something to a move that require a roll. Like, we can play off of roll this attribute plus this yada yada, and you get this effect. So, like, some people are going to be more proficient at certain things, but, like, we can't take away the ability to move on someone, but maybe we don't make move an action cost. Like, maybe you can move your standard move, and then you can do any of these combat actions.
Okay, yeah. Point cost. So let me ask you this: as far as how we make up this table that we're doing,
Sure.
do you think it's better to order these just alphabetically, or do you think it's better to order them by their point cost? Like having all of the 1 point actions up at the top, moving down to the 2 point actions, going back and forth.
I think, like, alphabetically is probably fine.
Okay, cool. I'm just trying to think in the mind of a player what is going to be most useful for them.
Alpha for me as a GM, because I can scan a book quicker alphabetically than I can, like, well, I gotta think which point cost you're spending. Point cost is
right
laterally underneath the action name.
Okay. Attack, bolster, charge.
Roll. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Action roll. Ba-da-dee-da-dee-da-da. I wrote that song for you.
That's beautiful, thank you.
No problem.
Complex, climb, dodge.
You're my complex friend. You're my very good friend.
Faint.
Dude. I don't even know. So, do we need to put in complex action, or can we put in like a description before actions that is like most actions you will take, like most simple actions take like 2 action points. Complex actions can take multiple turns. That, like, do we need to specify them under point cost? Because, like, some complex actions could be, like, far and wide outside of the point cost we're going to ascribe to them, right?
Absolutely.
So, I think we can just have a description of, like, movement, action, and complex action before combat moves, and then put combat moves in. So you're like, you get 1 movement, and then you get your 4 action points to spend. You could spend them on these things. And then, like, something like simple actions like pulling a lever, yada, yada, yada. Should pulling a lever be, like, an action point, or should that be free?
I kind of like the idea that even simple actions would be like 1 point. I think that really contributes to kind of the action economy that we have in the game.
I have a feeling, I have an inkling it's going to make the game more stand and still and stop than anything. That like if I'm having to watch my points that intently. But if we have like you throw, like, we have pretty limited combat points already right now. Like, cutting them back to 4 felt like it did a lot. So I think if we do, like, 3 actions, like throwing a lever, hitting a button kind of thing, as, like, combined with movement, I think that would be fine, maybe?
Okay, so movement and then just simple actions are all free?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we include movement in its own section, or should I just put it under simple actions?
I think we just before this we'll describe movement, simple actions, and then like complex actions. Some actions can take multiple turns depending on what you're doing, and those
Oh,
would be listed under complex actions.
okay, wait. So then the table that we're making here is just complex actions?
Well, we're making here is just like like maneuvers you can pick to do in combat, and then like if you're like setting up a landmine or something, that
Right.
might be a complex action that isn't covered by these maneuvers and may take more than we could ascribe for a point cost.
Okay.
Like, so if we just describe simple actions like throwing levers, hitting a button, yada yada, we put that before this table. Complex actions, some actions, depending on GM discretion, will take longer than your point cost or allotment. They're going to decide how long these take. You make the tests on your turn, yada yada, solved. Movement, you get 1 free movement every turn, and then the rest we just install under these movement maneuvers. I'm all jazzed all of a sudden.
I was about to say your energy level changed here. Okay, so what I'm showing up here on the Google Doc. This is kind of what you have in mind. Like you start the sections with like simple actions going up here, then
Yeah.
like some actions cost more. Here are some examples.
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, exactly that.
Okay, cool. So then I'm going to get rid of this line in the table.
I just need to be creating with my boy.
We also need to get rid of the movement row as well, right? Because that is a simple action that is free.
Yeah, I think we can even describe movement separately. Like movement, everybody gets 1.
Well, that's a simple action, right? It's free. You get 1.
Yeah, but like it's also like if simple actions are free and we're defining them as like throwing a switch, pulling a lever, and a movement you get 1 free movement. Like feasibly, a shithead could say like, well, technically I can move as much as I want if it's free.
Right.
So if we just describe movement separately, each player
Okay.
on faction turn gets their movement nodes free, or gets movement. Like that.
Yeah. Just gonna put that up here though.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So we'll just have that as its own line there. All right, cool. So then this table is now, this is all complex actions.
Yeah,
Is what this is. Okay.
This is all just combat maneuvers.
Okay. So let's go ahead and let's try to nail down what some of these are, because simple actions and movement are relatively easy. I don't necessarily need you on the line to put that down. So tell me, what description / effect do you think we should have for something like an action roll? I think anybody knows what it is, but what mechanically does it entail for this game?
I think action roll allows you. It's like 2 action points, and it allows you movement around past an enemy. With do we have? We don't have. Because I was gonna say like a free dodge, basic, like not a free dodge. They can't take an attack of opportunity. We don't have attacks of opportunity though.
I don't think we do. No.
Yeah, so allows for movement past an enemy. Oh wait, hold on. Let's look at our movement though. Dun, 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 dun. Where is that section?
It's like right above.
Movement. Okay. When challenged, you can move your full movement. Beset by enemies. One enemy on an adjacent head. This attraction has their movement. For the cost of 2 action points, you can move when in a challenged movement position, as if unchallenged. So you can make your full movement by rolling away, but it costs more.
Yeah, so move through a challenged area as if unchallenged. Okay, cool. And I'm thinking the way I want to do that, since we don't have description and effect in separate boxes, I'm going to bold out the mechanical effect, and then I'm going to put the narrative description of just like, this is just like rolling past an enemy, in like italics to just make it a little bit easier on the brain looking at all this stuff. All right. So player rolls through opponents' defenses, snaking through their grasp. Actually, I think I'm gonna unitalicize that. Something about that looks weird. Okay. Cool. Here.
Certain complex actions. Aggression may take 2 accomplish over 1 sorry. So sorry, everyone.
This is the magic. This is the magic shit right here.
This is, dude. This is feeling good.
You get to just watch both of us just completely In our own worlds. I don't think anybody's watching the chat, but if you are, tell us about your day, and we'd be happy to talk to you about it. Guess coming attack.
And might want to think about, like, I don't even know if this is worth doing right now, but something we should have our eyes on in the future. Because we are doing, like, squad-based combat, we might want to include, like, group maneuvers.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
And again, I don't think this is what we have to worry about right now, but,
yeah.
You know. Resisting damage. Player strikes the opponent with a weapon of their choice. The player steals themselves against the coming attack. Raise your armor node. 1. So this would be.
Whoa.
So
what? No.
I think.
Hang on. Okay, there we go. Sorry, go ahead.
Moving, we could use something for when taking the charge action. You need at least 2 free nodes in front of you, or 2 free hexes in front of you. So you got to have like that.
Oh, having the space to make the charge.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna put that in here.
And then you get to instead of you move through contested space. What is it? Defender always wins all the time. Move through an occupied space. We could. I'm trying to take the contested move and instead. Moving through player move requires 2 free hexes between you and the target. Make a successful. Hold on, I gotta find. This is why I have this open here. What is our shit called? Trying to find her skills, baby. Where's her skills section?
It's right above movement.
Oh, I was right in the zone. The auto zone. Make a hardiness ferocity roll. And you can move through against somebody's armor nodes, and if you succeed, you get to move through contested space.
Wait. Repeat that. So you make a ferocity roll against somebody's armor nodes?
You make a ferocity hardiness roll.
Okay.
And then you can against conceivably their armor nodes, and if you succeed, you just get to move through contested space, knocking them prone.
Okay, one sec. So, what's the difference between challenged and contested? Is this like
So challenged is moving through occupied space.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Challenge is moving through occupied space, and contested is when you have people on adjacent hexes.
I think you actually have that backwards, if what we have on here is correct. Contested is literally moving through an occupied space. Challenged is beset by enemies.
Then I that's what I meant to say, sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
But what I'm trying to do is take contested off of the base movement and add it as the charge ability, basically, or like split it up into the charge ability, adding like a movement cost to it. That way we just have simply unchallenged and challenged movement. Okay. And then if we could probably take quickened out and add that to sprint.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do here is, it sounds like for action roll, it should actually be moved through a contested area as if it is unchallenged. And then for charge, then we can do a challenged area, right?
Well, you're moving when you are challenged, like you have people on adjacent hexes.
Yeah.
You're taking this move action to roll so they can't hit you, and
Right.
you're not moving through their squares. You're moving through unoccupied space. And then with charge, you're literally moving through occupied space because you're charging into somebody.
Okay. I actually feel like action roll still would apply towards contested. I agree that charge definitely is contested, but for action roll, like if I'm like rolling through a guy's legs or something like that.
See, I don't think this is rolling through someone's legs. This is literally like moving. If you have people beside you, you're doing a dodge roll like in Dark Souls to not get hit. So you're rolling around them, and that is the idea.
Okay. Wouldn't that just be dodge?
No, because dodge isn't going to have movement associated with it so much as dodge is just going to be dodge an incoming attack as a reaction.
Okay. Okay, cool. So let me make sure I've got this right here. So for action roll, we're moving through a challenged area as if it's unchallenged, correct?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. And then charge is, so, let's see here. So make a ferocity, hardiness roll against the opponent's armor nodes. Success equals movement through contested space as if it was unchallenged.
Yeah. And then we can have something similar, but a different kind of roll for tackle, where you end up in a grapple, I guess.
Okay. So that sounds then like that's probably a 3 if we're charged.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let's see here. Yes, let's talk tackle then. So what is that?
I'm not against charge being 4, but
then
we
let's
could do.
then let's do 4.
Yeah, hell yeah, we can always walk it back, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's perfectly fine. That sounds like a really powerful thing.
Yeah.
Especially if, because that isn't all. Well, no, because if you're charging, you're not necessarily tackling them.
Right, you're just moving through the space. You're bowling over somebody. Whether or not they get bowled over is maybe something we should consider for reaction stuff, but I don't know.
Well, but that would be tackling though.
Yeah.
So actually,
I
I think what it should be is charge should be 3, tackle should be 4. Because
Sure.
at the end of a tackle, you are on top of someone. I mean.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: charge, does that person end up prone, or do they get a chance to end up prone, or are we just not going to deal with that? We haven't talked about being prone in this game.
Here's the thing: we haven't built a lot of like statuses for this game, like poisoned or like afraid or whatever. I mean, like we don't have stuff like that in this game, and maybe we should. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is starting to feel like a game where statuses could be pertinent.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I am gonna say: we can't have it for the playtest.
Yeah, no, we don't have to have a player for the playtest,
Yeah.
but it is something like I know somebody's going to be like, are they knocked prone? Does that do anything? Like I know exactly fucking ask it.
Yeah. No, fair. I totally agree. I think that for now, the answer is that kind of stuff is just gonna have to be left in fiction.
Has to be fiat, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it definitely something that I think this has now put on our radar going forward. Okay, cool. So player hoists themselves upward along a vertical surface. apply half movement nodes in a
nodes,
vertical
for
direction?
sure. Yeah, half movement nodes. And then we can have like advanced climb for certain classes. Like a rope walker could have like dexterous climb where you move like your full movement nodes. I do think we should start adding more like combinations of attribute skill rolls to these because I think that's fun.
I do want to do it. I want to do it for some of them. I don't want to do it for a lot of them because
I think
one
where
of
the fiction permits.
Exactly. I think where it's appropriate because the thing that I want to avoid was the thing that happened with my playtest where everybody was making like 3 rolls on a single turn. I think that our action points inherently are going to limit that to some effect.
For sure.
Definitely, if we make each of these like having their own unique role, I think that's going to be too much.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So dodge. So the player dips and weaves to avoid an enemy attack.
As a reaction.
Huh?
As a reaction. In bold.
Oh, okay.
Oop. I'm an idiot.
No, you're good.
I thought I was in bold too. This player may. What is our grace skill called now? Skullduggery?
No, it's Grace. Right?
Now we remove grace.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we did.
So I think dodging is that adaptation to you?
I feel like it, yeah.
Makes an adaptation. Pick me a skill.
Fuck, for dodge?
Adaptation. Adaptation deduction. Go all Sherlock Holmes with it.
This mustn't register on an emotional level.
He's got blood on his inner thigh.
It's either skullduggery or traversal, right?
Traversal's interesting.
Like,
yeah, let's do traversal. Adaptation, traversal.
Yeah, I feel like that makes the most sense. If it's our only skill that remotely involves movement, that's probably the one.
Against their attack?
Adaptation, traversal against their attack roll. Yes.
Avoid the attack. How many reactions have we covered? How many reactions they get a turn? Or is it?
I assume it's just point.
Points
It's just point by. I mean, that system solves itself.
Yep. So that's why you save your points.
Let's see here.
I think parry could be fun as one.
Okay.
But it might get annoying if you're playing and you can't get a hit off on an enemy because they have all the action points to parry. That's what I want to limit, like just things taking too long. Cause
yeah, honestly, I think that parry and dodge might be similar enough mechanically that I don't know if you'd need both of them.
I mean, different things though. Like dodging, you're moving away from an attack. I don't know. Like narratively, I think it makes sense to have both, and with different skills associated with them. Because if somebody's not good at adaptation traversal, we can apply a different skill to parry for like your swordsman that would be more sword oriented.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I'm just worried that like definitely just saying like doing dodge, I could as a GM just narrate them as fictionally parrying the attack as opposed to like strictly having to say dodge.
Sure, but I think like following that logic, we could probably extrapolate most things into TTRPGs down to like.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I think it's enough flavor where like if I want to make a swordsman, you know, like
Yeah.
I want to be good at like parrying and getting into like complicated swords battles.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So how does it work? What's the mechanic?
Um, when someone is hitting you with a melee attack, it has to be melee. Which does open up the idea that dodge is like matrix dipping all over the place, which I love. You roll a melee attack against them. You just roll a melee attack. That makes sense for a, like, right?
I don't know. Is a parry a counterattack? Like a parry is like redirecting somebody's attack, right?
It's like fencing, basically. Like that is like how parrying works. You are cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
I guess what I'm asking is like I don't know if a parry is itself an attack. I feel like a parry is just a defense, right?
It's not clockwork. I think it's obfuscate, and we already have. It's a ferocity parlay roll because you're having a conversation with swords. I don't know. Actually, as I said it, like it is kind of fun to have a but it's gonna be like I do kind of like deduction. Let's do obfuscate and like deduction or something. Memory, maybe. Memory kind of works.
I mean, I guess if it you're saying like it's muscle memory, basically.
Yeah, like it is muscle memory, or you're like memorizing their maneuvers. You're having that. I just want to have a sword conversation. Is that?
Meet my friend, Mr. Sharp.
I'm gonna make Taylor, when you run this game, if I get to play, I am going to make a fancy fencing lad, and he is going to have a rapier named Mr. Sharp. No. You do not talk to me. You talk to Mr. Sharp.
You talk to Mr. Sharp.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I understand. I am an understanding human being. Mr. Sharp, however.
He is less so with the talking.
Sock puppet on his head.
Fuck.
I love this dude so much.
Oh my god.
I would love to listen to your concerns.
Really,
However,
I would.
However, Mr. Sharp has other plans. He's the domineering one in the relationship. I cannot stop myself.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
This is my character. I've already decided. I'm so excited for him.
Great. So happy for you.
Ooh, it's impression. It's getting or giving off a vibe, right? Like, what sword fighting gives off a fucking vibe.
I'm gonna say yeah, but mainly because I don't see anything else that works with it. I could see the argument for either deduction or impression, and I could see the argument for either clockwork or obfuscate. I would actually argue clockwork between the two approaches.
Can I make a pitch?
Yeah.
Holistics.
Okay.
Is the interconnectivity between things. It is how our movements dance around one another.
This is your sword conversation.
Mr. Sharp!
Fuck it. Yeah, sure. Holistics deduction, then.
Yeah!
Okay. So players make a holistics deduction roll against them. The winner of the roll. It's not parlay. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, I didn't need to cross it out. I was just writing a note.
Yeah, no, that's how it works.
Oh, okay.
No, so
Weird.
hang on. So what you can do is one sec here. So holistics deduction. So if you highlight it,
Yeah.
and then do you see like the little weird sidebar that comes over with like the blue plus mark? It comes over on the side. Yeah, if you click on that, then it will let you make a note that doesn't cross it out. If you highlight it and then you just start typing in the suggestion thing, that crosses it out and it acts as like an edit. Okay, so winner of the roll suffers damage from the attack, I guess. So the point of parry is that it's an opportunity to turn someone's attack against them. So if I win the roll, the damage for your attack goes back to you.
I deflects. I think it just deflects traditionally. I don't know if it like actually comes. I actually don't know. I'm not a sword fighter.
Okay, well, so this is what I was asking about before, and it's the reason why I had this issue with between parry and dodge. Because if the two things have the exact same end effect, then I don't see a reason why we should have two of them here.
Different means of getting there, and not every like if we provide two opportunities for people to dodge things essentially, and we can throw a bunch of flavor on it and throw different rolls on it, I don't see why not. But I'm also not against having parry have like some advantageous combat situation on it. Like maybe you take I was gonna say like maybe you take an additional action node at the start of your next turn if you win.
That could be an interesting idea, yeah. Or maybe like if you're parrying, like it's a lot of movement. So maybe like if you win the roll, then like you add like a temporary movement node onto your.
You could because part of sword fighting is like coming together and then pushing each other back. Maybe
Yeah.
you can push your opponent in a direction of your choice.
I
on a
like that a
successful
lot.
parry.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So winner of the roll pushes the loser. 1 hex, 2 hexes.
One hex, because then we can ramp it up with like different
Yeah.
what do you
like
call
that.
them? Provinces,
Cool.
advanced rolls, kind of stuff.
So let's see here. Yeah, you know what? We'll keep that as parry.
The defending player, I think it has to be. What? Taylor, I did it again.
Hang on. So. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, the defending player makes a.
So are you intentionally in suggestion mode, or or is that entirely by mistake?
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Okay. So delete that, and then up. Okay. So do you see where the share button is? On the Google Doc?
Oh, there
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Editing.
Yeah. Go to editing, and that's you should be back to normal. Okay, yeah. So defending player. Yeah.
So, do you want to meet this weekend to finish these out and maybe throw together some. We can throw together like some basic docs.
Basic docs. What do you mean?
Like just what elements we will need for the character sheet and caravan sheet, so I can throw something together.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's a good idea. Oh yeah, shit. It's already 8:30.
I
Jesus.
know. I forgot we were even streaming.
Yeah. No. No, that works. Let's go ahead and we'll call the stream here. We'll meet over the weekend. And then
This.
say what?
This is. Oh, I like this.
Yeah. No, I'm actually very pumped on this. I think that we've made some really cool ideas here. And then so just as an update, we really are trying to get a play test going. It is just April/May is apparently like the worst time, which I get. It's also been a bad time for me, and I know it's been a bad time for Corey. So I assume this is just a seasonal thing that everybody's having shit happen right now. Suffice it to say, we are working on a playtest. We will be doing a live stream playtest sometime in the next, hopefully next week is when this will start. I want to say worst case scenario, it'll be 2 weeks, but it depends on when folks are available. On a related note, if you see this and you dig our vibe and you think you'd be a good fit with us, let us know if you would like to playtest us. You can find us online at Terramundi Game Studios on Instagram. You can also find me at Here Be Monsters with an extra S on Instagram. Or you can go to our website, tgsgames.com, which I'm putting in the chat now. Just feel free to drop us a line. Let us know if you'd be interested in doing a playtest. You would need to have this time slot available every week for probably a month to 6 weeks. But if you think that that's doable for you, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have you with us. Corey, anything you want to add?
I am a balloon full of blood. And you're all here with me. That's where we go.
See you later, folks.